It's up now? Oh my god, fine. That was fast, Jesus. Here we go. Oh boy. Whew, whew. Stretch those salt muscles. Let's go. Hands up. Changes to commander skills. Please note that blah 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 blah. More than 2 updates have passed since the last commander skill changes. During this time, we collected a lot of feedback and statistical data, and based on it, we both worked on balance and improved or replaced non-popular skills. Some skills also had some new effects added for the purpose of countering submarines, which will become available in ranked battles starting in update 0.10.7. Yes, we already read the happy news. Thank you, Wargaming. Battleship skills. Pyrotechnician. Added a bonus, 15% to the fragmentation damage area of main battery and secondary battery shells, as well as HE rockets and bombs when firing at submarines. So what this means is, you can probably dumpster subs really hard with HE shells, because the splash damage is already much bigger than you think. Because I've smashed them with the Fuso. So 15% means that the actual area is going to be significantly larger. Dude, okay, can the background raids stop, please? Thank you. Line, consumable enhancement. The skill is replaced with brisk, increases your speed by 10% while undetected. So this was a 4-point skill, and I said I might get it if it was a 1-point skill. As a 2-point skill, I probably still wouldn't get this. As a 2-point skill, I probably still wouldn't get Brisk, because Brisk is that garbage. Like, it's just horrendously bad. I don't think I would even, as a 2-point skill, I don't think I still would take it. I mean, what can we choose between here? Like, 2-point skills, I can choose Priority Target, that's pretty damn good. Even Vigilance isn't bad. I can get Turret Traverse, holy shit, that's really useful. So we got PT that's top tier, Turret Traverse that's top tier, and then we have potentially even Vigilance as a 3rd option, and that's gonna get buffed as well. So why the hell would I spend 2 points on Brisk when I have all these great options? No one is gonna choose that. It's still trash. So that hasn't changed at all. Vigilance, here it is. Added a 7% bonus to torpedo reduction. Now, what interests me here is it going to be a multiplicative, which means you get out of 30. If I put it on the Colombo now, am I going to jump from 31 to 38%? If I do, then it's potentially really strong. But on the other hand, is it just 7%, which means I'll get shit all. It's additive. It says +7, so it should be 38. Yeah, you would hope so. For example, because this thing, for example, doesn't give the flat. Oh wait, did they make it this one the flat in the end? They made this one flat in the end. It used to be not flat at one point. But if they make it flat 7% for 2 points, Vigilance plus 7% flat torpedo, that could be pretty okay. I still don't think I would choose it over Priority Target or Turret Traverse on slow turret battleships, but it would gain a lot of value. That's interesting. I think the skill is interesting considering it's not very expensive. I think it's an interesting skill. Added, okay, AA Gunner, added a bonus. 10% damage caused by depth charges, added an activated effect. Ship consumables reload 5% faster while the ship's AA is active. How does this work though? I don't understand how this works. Because most of the time, if you gain a bonus to your consumable reload in World of Warships, you only gain the bonus the moment the skill goes on cooldown. So basically, you only get the bonus once you activate it, once it goes on cooldown. if AA, like let's say if I use my heal and there's an 80-second cooldown before I can use the next heal, and my AA fires for 40 seconds during the downtime, am I even gonna notice it? Like, is it gonna work the way the reload booster works on friendships? Is it gonna have any effect? It's so little as well. It's so little, isn't it? %5 is so little. Wait, how much is it? Okay, let's say 40 seconds. 10% of 40 seconds is 4. 5% is 2. So if my AA fires for a total of 40 seconds, my 80-second cooldown heal now instead cooldowns in 78 seconds. That is so shit. I mean, it is a buff to AA Gunner, but the fundamental issue with AA Gunner is no one picks AA Gunner because AA Gunner is shit. No one picks AA Gunner because it's shit, and giving me that minimal torpedo reload isn't gonna change AA Gunner from to any sort of valid pick. 76 seconds, only if it's active for the full 80 seconds. I said, what if the AA is active for 40? Rarely will your AA be shooting for 80 seconds straight. 40 is already pressing it. So, I think that's really not going to change anything about the AA gun skill. Some potatoes might pick it, or people who don't do the math might pick it, but I'm still not going to choose that. That's still junk. And God forbid if you end up in a game without a CV, then it's even worse. Like, yeah. Even if you get an AA, like the bonus is so small. Even if you get the AA firing, the bonus is so small. It's just not a good skill. Like fundamentally not a good skill. The only reason really to pick it would be the def charge 10%, which is actually quite significant. 10% is a big buff to raw damage. And the fact that now instead of being a single skill, it's a hybrid skill, so it's good against both subs and CVs, that gives it value. Because it gives it more flexibility, more utility, multiple target utility. Really, this is the most significant part, and this alone might make it potentially worth it. The problem really has been that landing depth charges with the planes on a battleship has been really difficult if the sub is even half decent. Good for Kid. This is battleship skills. This is battleship skills. If this was for any other class, sure, but this is for battleship. The depth charges on battleships are junk, so very hard to activate. Tier 3. Added a new skill. Instead of enhanced anti-protection torpedo protection, activated effect. 0.5% to the reload time of the repair party consumable for each potential damage value received equal to the ship's total HP. I saw this earlier, and this is also shit. And this entirely replaces the enhanced anti-torpedo protection. So this replaces the flat 10% torpedo protection. This replaces it. So instead of the minus 10% torpedo protect or plus 10% torpedo protection, you get 0.5% to the reload time of the repair party consumable. So what this means is, if your ship has 100,000 health and you receive 100,000 potential damage, then you get one stack of this. You get one stack of this. So your heal that took 80 seconds to cool down is now, well, 0.5% faster. Which isn't really a whole lot. Jesus, it's little actually. Wait, holy shit, it's bad. Like, wait, because you're gonna understand that it's. They also said that it stacks So the next stack, if the first stack reduces it from 0.5% to the reload time, then the next stack reduces your current reload time by 0.5. So you don't get like, if you get 1 million potential, you get 5%. But you get less because you get it diminishes continually. It's diminishing returns. So if someone said 2 millions equal 10%, that's nice. No, it's not, because it's not a full 10%. It's diminishing. It's 0.5% of the value that, and then it's 0.5% of that value, and then it's 0.5% of that value, and then it's 0.5. It continually get less and less and less from it for it. Diminishing returns. But even if, let's say you stack it up to something like 2.5 million, which with all the diminishing returns ends up being, let's say, 10%. It's not solid math, but let's say about you end up at something like 10%. That means you have just reduced your 80-second heal cooldown to 72 seconds. No, Adalbert, they literally just said it doesn't work like that. It's not diminishing. Chrysanthus was very precise. What do you mean? He just said that you stack each on top of each other. That's what he said. He went out of his way. Otherwise, he would have just said, hey, if you get 1 million potential, then you get 5%. But he went out of his way to say it's always the extra step from each. The 0.5% is applied to the reduced value for every stack. Exactly. So the value decreases as the reload decreases. Exactly. The faster your reload is, the less bonus you get from this. So your value will always diminish as it goes on. Diminishing value. But fundamentally, even then, even if we pretended that this wasn't diminishing value, and we got 10% faster reload with 2 million potential, that's still only 10%, which is on an 80-second cooldown heal is 8 seconds. It's terrible. For 3 points, it's like a really, really shitty AR. Much worse AR. Well, not even AR, it's like, what? It's really bad. And even then, it's not going to be so that 10 stacks equals 5%, but 10 stacks will equal less. It's worse checkable trades. It's significantly worse. I'm not going to take this one either. Why would I? Like, for tier 3 skill, I want AR. Guaranteed I'm going to be picking AR. I honestly don't want, I want 4-point skills. I don't want to spend much on 3-point skills. But if I had to take another 3-point skills, there's basics of survivability. Flat 15% reduction on all big hitters. If they make it as I wrote it, it would be a nice skill. No, it wouldn't. It would still be shit. It would still be shit. And Albert, even if they made it so that 2 million potentials equals 10%, it would still be shit. Like, let's say on a Massachusetts, you have a 40-second cooldown on your heal. You tank 2 million potential, and now your 40-second heal reloads in 36 seconds. You gain 4 seconds on your heal. By 3 points and 2 million potential. That was if it would work. It's not good. It's really bad. It's really bad value. Really bad value. 3 points for that? Terrible. But then you have already used all your heals. Exactly. Like, this is... No, this is terrible. This is everywhere terrible. Expert AA Marksman added a bonus, 15% to the reload time of the Airstrike armament. For battleships. But, oh wait, this is including the one for the anti-submarine defense aircraft. So... once again, the point here is that they're instead of making this... Wait, what the fuck? Expert AA Marksman. Oh, that's a 3-point skill. So this one gives priority sector 25, one more flak, and now they're mixing in 15% faster anti-ASW as well. 15% faster ASW. It gives it, once again, it gives it more flexibility, but the planes are actually really hard to land. Like when I kill subs on PTS, it wasn't with the anti-submarine warfare bombs, it was by shooting them with HE. Someone else spotted them, someone forced them to surface or whatever, and then I smashed them with HE. I didn't actually do much with the depth charges ever. So probably not going to be picking that either. Probably not going to be picking that either, because once again it's competing with these heavy hitters, and it doesn't kind of feel like it even comes close. Added a new skill, sorry, line 4. This is instead of Brisk, the super trash one. Activated effect, 5% to the main battery, minus 5% to the main battery reload time, and plus 5% to the dispersion of shells fired by enemies attacking your ship for each active fire set on your ship. Oh, that is... I honestly, I didn't think they could come up with a skill this stupid. This is so junk. This is so terrible. This is 4 points. This is a skill that is competing with 10% concealment, an extra heal and 10% healing duration, and 10% damage con duration. Or alternatively, it's competing with fireproof, which literally reduces fire chances by 10% and gets rid of one entire fire from your hull and is basically mandatory on all battleships. So this is terrible. It's terrible. You never want to have multiple fires on your ship, never. Your goal the entire game should be to avoid being set on multiple fires. You should be managing your cooldowns, your damage con, and your positioning in such a way that you never have multiple fires burning on your ship. And this is... Oh my god, this is noob bait. That's what it is. It's noob bait. Because I saw when they announced this on they announced this on the stream, I saw so many people in chat go like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna counter Thunder now. Please set me on fire, lol. I'm gonna smash you. No, you're just gonna burn to death. Like, you just spent 4 points on a skill to burn to death. Like, what? It's gonna be terrible. And the thing is, the people that burn ships most to death these days are cruisers. Plus, let's say you have 2 fires burning, plus 10% to dispersion of cruisers' already very tight dispersion isn't gonna do shit. He's still gonna hit your huge BB and you're still gonna be burning. And for DDs, well, they're not even gonna notice that you have the skill. Like, they're literally, the only thing they're gonna notice is, oh, this idiot isn't running fire prevention, lol, easy kill. And things like Thunder with Battlecruiser dispersion, probably not gonna make much of an effect against those either. Like, this is terrible. It's gonna work against Conquerors or like Montana shooting HE across the map or something. Like, this is just such a new bait. This is terrible. I can't imagine ever speccing this. Ever. Absolute garbage. And who cares about getting the extra main battery reload when you're literally burning to death to activate them? Just terrible. And they were so hyped announcing this as well. Like, they had some great grand revelation. No, it's terrible. Skill designed by idiots for idiots. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Improved secondary battery aiming. Now, this is one of the few skills I'm actually quite interested in. Okay. Improved secondary battery aiming. Let's see. This is the skill. They're enhancing this one. They're enhancing this one. aka manual secondaries is what it used to be called. They added minus 10% to the secondary battery reload time. That's good. So even faster duck on the secondaries. That's a flat buff. Minus 10% to the dispersion of secondary battery shells. So it's minus 35. I assume they're going to buff it to minus 45. So that's already that's basically two different 10% DPM buffs. You're going to land more shells and you're going to reload faster. But more importantly, they also added this. Changed the mechanics of the bonus of the maximum dispersion of secondary battery shells fired at a priority target. A priority target is a target you control click. You select it as your main target. Activated effect. The accuracy of the secondary battery on a priority target gradually increases with the continuous firing of the secondary battery. The maximum bonus of the secondary battery from this activated effect is plus 50%. This can be achieved. This secondary battery was continuously firing for 45 seconds. Now, I assume this 50% isn't flat. Because if it's flat plus 50 plus 45, then we have plus 95% or minus 95% dispersion, which would be perfect railguns. It's probably not going to be that. I think they said it's going to be 50% off the minus 45. Which is going to give you what? You're going to sit at roughly minus 70-ish or something. So make it 10 seconds. This is already very good. This is already very, very good. Because 45 seconds, this means that it's going to be much, much better in those 1 versus 1s where you generally want to be running secondary builds. Someone is nosing tanking you or whatever. 45 would be long if it activated at once. Like you had to wait 45 seconds and then it instantly jumped. But it's gradually. So every second you keep him locked on, you're going to gain the buff and buff and buff and buff, and you're going to get better and better and better accuracy. The secondaries are going to minus 10% instead of minus 30%. No. They added. They didn't replace. This is added to the minus 35. Otherwise, they would say replaced. You're not starting at minus 10. They added it. You trust Wargaming's English? I'm pretty sure that's what they were saying on the stream as well. It seems like a significant buff. There's a frequently asked questions later. Okay, here we go. If the secondary battery is not firing for 15 seconds, the bonus to accuracy from the activated effect gradually decreases. So it doesn't instantly decrease, gradually. When the priority target is changed, the bonus to the accuracy on the new priority target from the activated effect is instantly bumped down to 75% of cumulative bonus. No. They added. Look, they went out of their way to specify that they were adding, not replacing. They're not replacing the skill, they're adding it. My TLDR look from this, well, we see if this is Google Translate. I mean, we've already made fun of Wargames Google Translate and the way they word things in their blogs and so forth. But this looks like a potentially quite significant buff to secondary build ships. This looks quite interesting. %35% might change from the active effect. This is interesting because now I was so certain earlier, but now I'm not sure because I don't trust Wargaming and I know chat doesn't trust them either. So regardless. It's more in-depth. Well, let's see. Frequently asked questions. Here we go. Okay. Will the bonus from the activated effect of the improved secondary battery aiming skill accumulate if the priority target is not set? The bonus will start to accumulate once the secondaries start firing, even if the priority target is not set. Once it's set, the bonus will be applied. How will the bonus to the accuracy accumulate? 25% from the bonus effect will accumulate in the first 10 seconds of continuous secondary battery firing, and another 25 in the remaining 35 seconds. Thus, a 35% bonus to the accuracy on the priority target the skill used to give before the change will get accumulated in the first 10 seconds Oh, okay, so it's... Wait, it replaces it? But you get up to the old in 10 seconds, and you bypass it very quickly. So you get that... Damn, that's not nearly as big as a buff then. Not nearly as big as a buff. But on the other hand, if it accumulates 35 seconds and starts disappearing, resetting gradually as well, then you have a fair bit of breaks in between, even if you're not targeting someone, where you still retain your improved secondaries. The bonus will be reset gradually from 100% to the accumulated bonus 0 in 10. Never mind. 10 seconds. 100% to 0 in 10. That's really quickly. You dip behind an island in a battleship, and the guy loses his entire secondary bonus, and then you pop out again. I don't like that at all. If I had only a part of the bonus reset and then secondaries fired again, will the bonus to the accuracy get accumulated from scratch? It will resume that the value is subbed. Will the accumulated bonus reset to 75 if the priority target was destroyed, and right after that the new priority target is set? If a priority target ship was destroyed and right after a new priority target was set, 100% of accumulated bonus to the accuracy from the activity. Okay. Katsotaan, ei varmaan mahu. Okei, no katsotaan. Mä säädän sen huomenna. Yeah, so well, then if I'm a bit sad, and it's not nearly as good as I might have hoped. I really thought they were gonna make secondaries better, but then it means you go from you have 10% reload buff, and you have minus 10% dispersion, and in 10 seconds you build up to the current one, which is shit. So in 10% you get this one with an additional 10% faster reload. And then if you keep building from that point on for 35 seconds, you can buff it. That's not that good. It's bitter, but... I mean, wasn't the old one 60%? Thank you, Goxic, for the 4. A couple of issues there. First of all, I don't think it needs to start with such complete shit. Because if a DD rushes me from behind an island, I don't really have 45 seconds of time to build up my secondaries to actually do something. I need them to start smashing him right away, otherwise I can't fucking push in my secondary build. And second of all, 10 seconds is all it takes for it to completely reset. That's far too fast. That's far too fast. So... I mean, steps in the right direction, sure, but eesh, still a long way to go. I mean, does anyone actually think secondaries are overpowered in the game right now? There's no one who's fucking brawling in this game, wargaming, please. It's 25 seconds in total? Okay. I think if it takes 45 seconds to go up, it should take 45 seconds to go down as well. I don't see why it wouldn't. If you put in so much effort to build it up, it should take the same amount of effort to reduce it. I think that's fair. Because it's certainly not easy to stay in secondary range of ships and stay alive in the current meta. Close quarters combat, remove the bonus of the 10% to the secondary battery reload. So they took this and added it here. And close quarters combat was the 10% main battery, 10% reload, which was actually one of the better skills in the game. This could be ran on Ohio, Georgia, Massa. I'm not sure people will run it anymore. The 10% secondary isn't that big, but I mean, I didn't feel that that skill was particularly overpowered. Very niche ships could use it, but they could have just kept both of them. This way, if you build full secondary, you could get both bonuses, and you could potentially have a really powerful but really vulnerable secondary build with no fire prevention, no heals or whatever. But I guess that would be too fun for wargaming, so you can't do that. Cruiser, pirate technician, 15% to fragmentation. Okay, HE splash is bigger when it comes to smashing DD submarines. That's fine. Expert marksman, same thing. They buff the reload time. At least on cruisers, you can spec AA on some ships. Like, it's not that terrible. Outnumbered. This is interesting. Outnumbered was complete shit earlier. Bonus to the main battery accuracy and ship speed is now activated when there are not only more visible enemy ships than allies, but also the same number of them within the firing range of your ship's main battery. The bonus will also be active when there are both no enemy or allied ships within the firing range of your ship's main battery. It's still shit. It's still shit. So the only thing that changed is that the requirement to proc it went down by 1. You don't have to have more enemies than allies. You can have the same amount of allies and same amount of friends. Well, it's shit, but it's potentially a less shit. But wait, let's actually switch to a cruiser so I can look at it. So what does it give? It gave secondary. Wait, it gave secondary battery? I remember it gave main battery. Did it really give... No, wait, no, outnumbered. Here we go. Shit, this was top grade. Wrong skill. Oh, it was maximum dispersion and 8% ship speed. So now you get... The idea here is the ship speed now procs even if there are no enemies or no friends around. So if you're in a terrible position, aka it's still misposition. That's still the name of this skill, misposition. So if you're in a terrible position, you can get into a better position 8% faster. You also get the dispersion buff that doesn't help you at all. When there are not only more visible enemy ships than allies, but also the same number of them within the firing range of your ship's main battery. Like, I could see that the idea here they were going for in some sort of comp or ranked or something, if you're playing a flank with a teammate, there's 2 of you, and then you're fighting 2 enemy ships, then you get your 8% speed and 10% reload. But the problem here, once again, lies is if one of the enemy ships is a DD and you can't spot him, then you don't get any bonuses. If only one ship is there, or if every time they disengage you lose the bonuses, there's so many limitations and requirements to this skill. I still don't see this being picked ever. I don't think it still doesn't work. Yeah. The bonus will also be active. Yeah, I mean, this means you have better dispersion and better speed even if there's no enemy ships around. I don't know. But the biggest issue with a skill like this outnumbered is wargaming still, after all these commander reworks, they still won't fucking tell us when skills are active. They still won't show us the icon and let us know that, hey, by the way, this skill is now active. They still won't tell us that. And that's something everyone has been asking for ages, but wargaming and feedback, you know how it goes. They still haven't added us. So, yeah. This is still not gonna be activatable. You can tell it's active by your speed. That's it. And that helps you a lot when you're acceleration juking while fighting enemy ships. 8% totally noticeable in that situation. EA Gunner. Added a bonus, 15% damage caused by depth charges. Added an active effect, ship consumables reload 10% faster while the ship is active. 10% faster. Wait, was this also 10%? No, this one was shit. No, this one's only 5%. The AA gunner was only 5. This is 10% though. AA gunner is already an okay choice on some ships that don't really need that many skills. Like, you can get away with running it on some shit like Minotaur, potentially shit like Nevsky. You can get away with running AA gunner. And now it gives you 15% def charges and potentially 10% faster. The problem still is it's only active when the ship's AA is active, which is I don't know. What I'd like to see here is ship consumables reload 15% faster while defensive AA is active. Then you could activate it yourself by popping your defensive AA, and you could like speed up certain consumables, and you could do some tactics and shit, and there would be risk reward. You wasted your defensive AA, but you got faster consumables in return, and like that would be interesting, and that would add some skill to it and some tactics to it. But this is just, I don't know, kind of branded. Does it mean AA is on or shooting? Shooting, because it says AA is active, so it means when it's shooting. So that would also make defensive AA more competitive with Hydro, because everyone picks Hydro, and it will also buff light cruisers, which kind of need buffs right now. Like, I don't know. Just a quick idea, for example, something fucking more interesting than these passives left, right, and center. Destroyer skills. Pirate Technician, same thing. Easier to shoot subs. Extra heavy AP shells get the 10% def charge. Really? Extra heavy AP shells gets it? That's interesting. That can be pretty spicy on something like Daring. Daring already likes the AP bonus. And Daring def charges do a shit ton of damage. Aircraft, that's it? that was it the whole lot. Hello? Wait, what? That was it for Destroyer? Really? What about shit like Swift and Silence? Or Dazzle? Hello? They're not interested? I guess they're not interested. I guess there's enough people still picking their skills. Interesting. Aircraft carriers. Hidden Menace. Added a bonus. Minus 50% to the height which planes have to reach to become invulnerable either after an attack or after recalling them to the carrier by pressing F. With the squadrons will reach the height which become invulnerable to AA faster. Hidden Menace. Wait. That's totally added for Russian series, isn't it? Ship's detectability range minus 15, reload time of damage control minus 20, speed of returning minus 50, but now they also become invulnerable faster. This how much of a Russian thing is this? Because we made fun of the Russian CVs being forced to play close when you can't build Concealment Expert on them, and now they buffed Concealment Expert so that you can instantly recall after a strike. Huh. I mean, CVs aren't exactly a hidden menace. They're in your face, go fuck yourself menace. But right now, hidden menace is shit. No one takes it because it's shit. So I can see them buffing it. No one picks it right now, so I don't know. Interesting. So DDs didn't get much. I was hoping the secondary buff would be a bit more than it was. I was hoping the secondary buff would be a bit more than it was. Because I don't know why they're so goddamn afraid of making secondaries decent again. I don't know why they're so afraid of making secondaries decent again. Secondaries was playing secondary builds was probably some of the most fun I've had in this game, and I don't know why they're so opposed to now. This is a buff, but it's such a convoluted skill, and yeah, it's still a buff, but I mean, ugh. On the other hand, the full secondary build is kind of brutalized by this being removed. I don't know. Automated damage bad, yeah, but CV left clicking you good. Yeah, this one is terrible. I don't know, a lot of kind of dumb skills at it. I can see some of them being interesting, but A lot of really dumb ones. Like this one is noob bait. This one is noob bait. In general, they added a lot of noob bait into the Battleship tree. A lot of people are going to be specking a lot of dumb shit, I think. I think I'm really going to have to make a commander guide once this patch comes out, because so many people are going to be building all sorts of junk. Anyway, boyos. That was the Dibloggerino. We're not going to be able to cover the German battleships in in-depth detail today because the devlog was supposed to come out today, but it's only going to be released next week. In other news.